Hello, in this video I'm going to be talking about PandaUI, which is an extension I created for a game called Voxorp. So to start, when you first download the plugin or the extension, it'll be in a zip file. I just put it in this folder so it's easier to see, but you might most likely will have a lot of other files in here as well. But to start, you just extract everything like this. And when you go into this file and then this one, you will have all the files that you need. So there's nothing really that you need to really pay attention to in this other than the README. This just has information about like the features, the installation, kind of everything that I'm going to go on about in this video. So if you didn't watch the video, then that'd be super helpful. But otherwise, I'll show you how to use it. So this is where you'll actually install the extension. So you likely won't be in developer mode, but if you turn this into developer mode up here and you load an unpacked extension, that's what it's called, and you load the plugin. So I'm going to click on the plugin here. I got to find it real quick. Here it is. And so this is the main folder of the plugin that you installed. So you want to make sure it has the icons in here. It might say other things too, but you want to make sure it has icons or some other files. You just want to make sure it's the main file, the main folder for your extension. And you select that. And when you select it, it'll automatically add it right here. But since I already have it, I'm just going to remove this one because I don't need this one. So I just wait for this weird thing to go away because it's super frustrating. And I don't need this one, so I'll remove that. And then now that you have this installed, when you go to Voxorp, you should have this little gear icon up here. If you don't, refresh the page. It should be there. If not, we've got to figure that out. But let me just put it in a different name. Just do a tester. And when I click play now, you should have something that looks like this. It might be different. I think I have, since I already have a layout created on this, so I have Panda's layout. So it won't look exactly the same, but it should look pretty similar. But inside of this, to customize it and make it your own, there's many different things you can go through. I'm going to go through all of them first, and then I will show the functionality of each one. So on the first page, you have the general settings, which is just like you can go into edit mode, which edit mode, you can drag and drop certain pieces, certain elements, and you can also resize them and scale them however you want. There is the grid snap, which basically, if you ever seen a grid before, when you turn this on, when you move the elements, they will move in like in a grid layout. You know how that works. And then when you go to elements, these are all the elements that you're able to edit and customize and configure to however you want. So you can see that I have certain ones turned on and certain ones turned off, but these are easily just, you can turn these on and off however you please. Keep in mind that these two need to be on together or else they won't. Like these are the social buttons. These ones you have to keep on. I just didn't like the way they looked, so I wanted to make it so that I could just turn it off because I only use the alliance button like once in the game, and I never click it again. But that's just a thing for me. If you want to turn that off as well, you have that option. And then here is waypoints. So on the map, I've done a few different changes to it. One of the things is you can create a waypoint. So you create a waypoint by left clicking on the map, and it'll prompt you to make a name. So let's just say I named this like it was my home, or I can put enemy base. And I'm gonna have this hard time spelling enemy base. Are we serious? There we go. Enemy base. Okay. So now that I have that, it kind of like loaded for a second, and you can see the enemy base in here. So in this, you should even be able to, yeah, you can even change the color of it and whatnot. So now it's purple in here. But if you didn't like this waypoint, you can clear it, or if you have a bunch from like a previous save or something, you can just clear all. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to clear all because I don't need them. Well, actually, I should go ahead and show this too. If you have a waypoint on your map and you just want to delete the one and you're not in here and you want to do it like kind of quickly, you just right click on the point. Don't click on the text, just click on the point, or you right click on it and it'll automatically take that away. So that's pretty helpful. And then here is the next section called colors. So these are all the different colors that you can edit. So you can see that this doesn't look like the normal UI, as you can tell. So these color changers will allow you to actually change the colors of the elements. So this is the primary color, which you can see is this green border around all the elements, and it does some more things too. The secondary, you don't see this very much. It's on the bar right here. It's on the current score. I think if I open the leaderboard, okay, it's not on the leaderboard. But there's just many different places where it shows up. And then the accent is even less, I could say. But it's just you change all these colors. Background, as you can see, the background, and these are all using a it's called picker, color picker. So it allows you to change the transparency of all the things, and you can even type in a RGBA value or a hexa value. So it's just customizable to however you want. As soon as you choose the color, just make sure you press save. That way, so if I change the text and I click save, all the text changes to red. Just make sure you click save. And then in the layouts, I'm actually going to set this to default. In the layouts, though, this is where you can create and add and send and share all of the layouts that you create. So to start, you would save a layout if you just wanted to save it like locally. However, if you want to share it to someone, then you would click export, and when you export it, it'll be a JavaScript file or a JSON file, and it'll have all of your values to that you have in your layout. So it'll be like the sizing of everything, the colors, the waypoints. It has all of that, and so you can just take that JSON file and send it to whoever you want, or you can save it to another computer. It's just whatever you want, and then you import it. So when you import, it'll prompt you to choose a file, and you just choose the file, and when you click it and select it, it will import all of your settings. You may need to click load, but other than that, it should be good. Now, the mod section is kind of experimental right now. I want to do this in the future. I want to be able to make it so that you can create all these different icons and be able to configure Voxorp however you want. However, that's not fully functional right now. If anybody wants to look into that with me, that would be perfect. But if not, totally fine. But mods, I would want it to be able to configure the icons of this and all these different, and the boat icons, the modules, all of that stuff, all that jazz. Now I'm going to go into kind of more in depth into each of these windows. To start, I'm going to go into the edit menu. So there's a few things about this, and this is kind of finicky right now, because elements don't like to scale because we are configuring the Voxorp settings and we're telling it what to do, while it already has preset values. So this is the hard part, kind of. So when I drag and move all these different elements, these two things are created by the extension. So these aren't created by Voxorp. But with these, you can move around and change however you want. But some of these have maximum and minimum values that you can scale them. So this map can only be scaled that much. It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down, or it can go that small or that big. I kept it around the middle. Obviously, you can see it can go in a rectangle shape, however you want. It kind of makes it look weird, but whatever you do, please. And this can go all over the place. It doesn't matter where you put it. And then the toolbar is kind of the frustrating part. So when you are in the game, you have the basic functionality and the level system and everything. However, since this is it used to be an absolute element. I don't know if anybody knows what that means, but basically what I'm saying is we just changed the entirety of this element. So it's really frustrating to work with. But if you see, I don't have enough to buy this, but when you click it, it moves it down. But it says you don't have enough resources. Now that goes away. It's only like that when you put it in the game. But to combat this, I did make it so that you have a minimum amount of height that it can go. So usually, if you haven't gotten that little prompt that said you don't have enough resources, this whole part will be up here. And I know I'm explaining this a lot, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way of saying this differently to other people, but I'm kind of just spitting it out there that this would usually be up here, but when you click on something that you don't have enough resources for, it will go down, and it should stay like that for the rest of the time until you reload. So that's just a thing. Now somebody's going to kill me too, which is going to be kind of frustrating. But let me go through and show you the rest of this too. The leaderboard can be moved around a good bit. I haven't done any minimum and maximum values on this since I think it will scale differently on different devices. I was dealing with my computer or my laptop earlier today, and it was being kind of finicky with the scaling of the leaderboard. But it should still work on all devices the way it is. Just the way I had it before with the font scaling was being kind of gross. I didn't really like it, so I kept it this way for now. The next is the inventory stats. So this will scale about that high and about that big, however you want it to be. I like it about that size. I like it to be under my inventory. And I don't like seeing the leaderboard. And the inventory is about the same. You can kind of configure it how like it doesn't move too much. That's because of the numbers and what actually goes on inside of it. I'm gonna move away from this guy because I kind of want to show you how this works. He's still gonna kill me. I wanted to show you how the inventory is set. So we're just gonna wait for this guy to kill me, and then we'll cut back to the. Okay, now that I'm respawned, I'm gonna show you how some of this inventory stats and current score works. So you can kind of already tell, kind of just from intuition, about how these work. When you mine, you gather materials, and these will add up in the inventory stats. It'll tell you like how many you're getting per minute, how many you have. Initially, this will say slot 1. It won't say red asteroid. And I wish I didn't hover over the item to show it how it got that. But as you can see, it slowly gathers up, and once you it'll stay the same when it goes away. If you lose an item, it'll say minus. So it kind of just like scales up like that. Now I'm going to do this with this meteor. I'm going to see if I can get any of this meteor. Let me see. Okay, I did not get any of the meteor. That's really frustrating. But you can also see up the top score is also going up as this goes up, and that will be the same on the leaderboard. Okay, so here we go. Now you can see it says green asteroid right now because I had in my second slot, I had green asteroids on a previous load. But to fix this, all you have to do is just hover over it and see how it automatically changed to blue asteroid. So that's how you change this to make it fix the inventory status or stats. And another thing that's interesting that I had frustrating times with previously was when I hovered over items, these tooltips. I don't know if you can see that in the bottom left. It says blue asteroid. So these tips used to be right here. And whenever you hovered over this, you can see that the tooltip was right in the middle of the screen. And it was frustrating for me because I wasn't able to remove and add the modules to my boat. Or ship. I moved it to the side. I feel like it's out of the way. I'm going to make it so that it'll be a draggable element later. But for now, this works, so I'm going to keep it this way. You can also see that in the inventory stats that it also popped up as mining module. And once I release this version, this will be scrollable, and so will the leaderboard as well. I just wanted to go ahead and record this video and get it done with. Another thing that's interesting, and it's kind of the last element that I'm going to show, I will level up because I feel like somebody's going to be mad at me for not leveling up. I'm going to go all the way to the spaceport. I'll go ahead and show this right now too. When I click on spaceport, there's nothing there because we haven't loaded the spaceport. So when you start a new game, Nothing's loaded in the spaceport. I'll kind of talk about how the HTML works. The spaceport works by opening a the side. It's always here, but it just pulls it out of the side, and it changes the width of the actual spaceport action or whatnot. What's going on? What's going on, man? Hey, I'm trying to use this. Anyway, I'm just gonna click it ahead of time. Actually, don't kill me. But what I wanted to show with the spaceport is that I can see all the things that I can buy, but I can't buy them. So Stan planned for this. It seems like the creator of the game planned for this by making sure you were in the proximity of the actual spaceport. So the only thing this would be useful for is just looking at prices. You can't pay for anything. It just doesn't work like that, which is good. It would be really overpowered if that was like that. There would be no point of having the shop in the middle. But that's how that works. So it'll just allow you, if you want to like check the how much something costs and whatnot, that could be helpful. But other than that, it's pretty much useless. I think I've gone through everything. I do believe. Yeah, it looks like I have. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed watching this little video about this extension that I made. I had a lot of fun making it. If anybody has any insight of what they want me to change or have any ideas of how I could do things better, just let me know. I would love to make changes and make it better for people. So just give me your feedback and I will work on it. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Bye-bye.